The striped hyena's evolutionary history can be traced back to the Middle Pleistocene period, around a million years ago. Fossil evidence suggests that the ancestors of the striped hyena first emerged in Africa. Over time, they dispersed to parts of Asia and Europe as well. The striped hyena's closest living relatives are the brown and spotted hyenas. Despite facing threats such as habitat loss and persecution, the striped hyena has managed to survive and adapt to various ecosystems. Today, it is considered a vulnerable species and is protected in many regions. Striped hyenas are somewhat social animals, typically living in small family groups consisting of a mated pair and their offspring. These hyenas are known for their distinct vocalizations, including eerie laughter-like calls, which they use to communicate with one another.
What do you think a hyena sounds like?
I think a hyena sounds like yeah.
Thank you. Okay. What do you think a hyena sounds like? Ow! Thank you.
Occasionally, striped hyenas will construct dens, but they usually use burrows or underground chambers for shelter and rearing their young. Striped hyenas exhibit primarily nocturnal behavior, becoming more active during the night to hunt and forage for food. Because of their nocturnal behavior and efficient digestive system, the striped hyena primarily functions as a scavenger, playing a crucial role in the ecosystem's waste disposal and nutrient recycling. Its strong jaws and specialized teeth allow it to consume a variety of carrion and bones, accessing nutrients that other predators may not be able to utilize. The striped hyena is also an opportunist, adapting to its environment by consuming fruits, insects, and small vertebrates when available. With its nocturnal habits, it avoids direct competition with diurnal predators and maximizes its foraging opportunities during the night. The striped hyena has an efficient digestive system that allows them to extract nutrients from bones, vegetation, and decaying animal flesh, which is also called carrion. Its metabolism is adapted to handle long periods of fasting and irregular feeding patterns, enabling it to survive in environments with unpredictable food availability. Also, they can conserve water through their kidneys that concentrate urine, reducing overall water loss. Striped hyena is primarily found in the arid and semi-arid regions of Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. It is a highly adaptable species that can inhabit various biomes, including deserts, savannas, grasslands, and even mountainous areas. The specific habitat of the striped hyena within these biomes are often characterized by a combination of open spaces and areas with dense vegetation. They are known to establish their dens in rocky crevices, caves, or burrows dug by other animals. These dens provide them with shelter and protection from extreme climate conditions and potential predators. In the arid and semi-arid regions where they are found, the climate is typically hot and dry. These areas experience limited rainfall and have long periods of drought. The temperature can vary greatly, with hot summers and cold winters in some regions. These extreme climate conditions influence the availability of water and vegetation, which in turn affects the distribution and abundance of prey species. Striped hyenas may interact with a variety of large and small carnivores such as lions, leopards, cheetahs, and jackals, which also compete for carcasses occasionally. Also, striped hyenas can form symbiotic relationships with other organisms such as vultures. Vultures have excellent scavenging capabilities and can locate carcasses from the air. Hyenas often benefit from the vulture's ability to find food, as it can follow them to potential food sources. This relationship is an example of commensalism, in which one species benefits and the other is unharmed.
The striped hyena is a keystone predator in many ecosystems in Africa. They are scavengers, meaning they mostly consume decaying organisms like leftover meat that another predator left behind, or rotting plants rather than hunting for food themselves. However, when they do hunt, they do so in packs and take their prey down together by biting and dragging. Because they are keystone organisms that feed on decaying matter, they not only clean the environment but also reintroduce nutrients from the decaying organism back into the environment for producers to use, released from their feces. If these species were to decline in population, decaying matters would increase and the nutrients within the decaying organisms would not be released back into the ecosystem. The disappearance of this single organism could cause the downfall of its environment and every other organism living within the ecosystem. However, if the population of the striped hyenas were to increase, it would definitely leave the ecosystem clean of carcasses everywhere, but maybe a little too clean. Once they clean up and eat all the rotting bodies of leftover animals, they will have to start hunting for food themselves. Since hyenas are known to hunt in packs and brutally kill their prey, the population of the organisms that get hunted by the hyenas would significantly decrease. Since the hyena is at the top of the food web, immigration of a species into their ecosystem would result in an increase in success for the striped hyenas because it would mean that they have more carcasses to feed on. Those decomposing bodies would also benefit the environment by recycling nutrients back into the soil for the plants to use and give off as energy to consumers. Emigration, however, would mean that fewer animals will be in the ecosystem, so competition for food could cause fewer leftovers to be lying around. Even with the decreased number of meat to prey on, the striped hyenas would most likely survive due to the fact that as scavengers, they can basically eat any living organism, including dead plants, as well as hunt for their own food if needed. The striped hyenas would typically forage for food during nighttime and would only forage during the day if it is rainy or cloudy. So what if it never rained and it was never cloudy during the day? The hyenas usually like to rest in the shade during the hot day while scoping out the surrounding area for food for the night. If the days were always sunny, the heat would keep the hyenas from coming out of their den but would help them during their hunt at night because it helps them become aware of what goes on during the day. In the real world, researchers were expecting hyenas to start hunting more than relying on decomposing organisms because climate change has affected the rainfall patterns which could cause defects in the decaying organisms. An introduction of invasive species into the ecosystem would benefit the striped hyenas because it could give them more food to prey on. Invasive species are usually large in population, so that means this would help the hyenas by providing with more dead prey, either from the animals hunted by the invasive species or the invasive species themselves. Many animals have gone extinct due to climate change, like the black soft-shell turtle and the Hawaiian crow. We can help preserve striped hyenas by reducing our carbon footprint to prevent climate change and avoid the extinction of these species. A change in climate of their habitat can cause significant changes either directly or indirectly to them over time, affecting their survival rate.